You said it was Jewish New Year and there was an action. You couldn't march with your parents because you were there illegally. You didn't have a paper like
because
that.
my, at a certain stage, they proclaimed, because they were making those actions, and at first people, because they promised, whatever they promised was not true, and they promised that those that work for the German war machine
Would be
will
safe.
be free. Will be free from deportation, and they can even cover, say, families. So, especially people with little children, because otherwise they separated them with children, and some of them, when they were going, they were keeping their children in the suitcase. They were
Yeah?
They were giving them some sleeping something, so that the child was asleep, so they were not going to be separated. And so they were carrying them in those suitcases. Anyway, people that will work for the German war machine are free of all that. So everybody that could applied to do. And my parents got a job in a laundry washing German uniforms. But there was not so many, there were not, they couldn't get me in. But I was with them, and every time there was an action, I was hiding under this big pile of uniforms coming every day from the front. And so they were marching, and then there was a, selection, and let's say you were marching together. They didn't even care whether you were a man or a woman or blonde or left, right, left, like that, And the first action on the Jewish New Year, I was hiding with an old Jewish man together. Together. Some other people do, but we were
He was hiding under the uniforms as well.
Yeah.
He was hiding under the uniforms as well. That old man?
Yeah.
Was he hiding under the uniforms as well?
As well, yeah.
Yeah.
And because his family was working in the laundry.
And he was too old to work.
But he was too old to work, so when the action was finished, we came out, my mother was gone, and his whole family was gone.
Terrible, tragic.
Anyway, you see, we were so used to everything that was coming that we didn't cry. We were waiting for our turn.
Yeah.
So I got a job, instead of my
laundry.
mother.
Yeah.
And so I was, the job
your
was
father
paid with food only once a day. That was the payment. But the old man will die from hunger. So my father was distributing, that was one bowl of cabbage soup. If you were lucky, you would find a leaf of cabbage in it. If you were extremely lucky, you would find a piece of potato like that. So my father was, once a day, once in 24 hours. So my father was dividing mine, because I was getting out that pension, and that payment, and mine and his, and with the old man. The next action was Yom Kippur.
What year
Yom
was this?
Kippur is about 2 weeks after that's Atonement
September.
Day, called Atonement Day.
Yeah, around September. What year are we looking at?
That was 1943.
43.
And
Okay.
I was already marching with my father. My father was sent to Treblinka, to the left, and I was sent to the right, that I can stay and still the wash day uniforms. I ran after my father because I didn't want to stay all alone. I want to go with him. And they had those whips they called Peitsche in German.
Okay.
They all had that, and I got so beaten with these Peitsches that I don't remember how I came back